We're doing it live. Welcome everyone to Sweetcast. I've called this stream, what did I call it? Short, sweet, and comics. I called it that for a reason, and that's because I've got a ton of stuff to do, and so but I just feel like it's just hard trying not to neglect YouTube. At the same time, I'm making comics, and I've got a full-time job. I've got a part-time job. It's just so much. So I need to slim things down. Something that's going to be great to slim things down is finishing up Downcast, and we'll be finished with it. I'm looking forward to that, not because it hasn't been a ton of fun to work on, because it has, but there's something about getting the product out the door, if that makes sense. I don't remember who said this, but I watched a bunch of art YouTube channels, people talking about how to make money with art. I remember a dude, I got to give credit where it's due, but I cannot honestly remember who said it. But he said, it's not about the process, it's about a product. Because you can make art all the time, but if you don't finish the book and get it out to people, then there's no point. You're just making art for yourself. You know what I mean? The whole point is to publish the book. So that's what we're doing. So I'm looking forward to it. It's been a lot of fun. It's been blood, sweat, and tears. This thing, like whenever I get to the end of a book, even when I was just self-publishing novels, it was the same thing. You just get this anxiety as to what people are going to think about it. And it's almost like that's not almost, it definitely is amplified with comics, because it's like the art is there already. So even if you have a stroke of genius later on, you think, oh, why did I do it this way? I should change it this way. There's only so much you can change because the art is finished. So there's that. So, we're going through the editing right now. Everything's lettered, but obviously I'll have to send it back to Eric again, and he'll, have to make some changes like he always does. There's a lot of back and forth. I'm trying to minimize that though by, just making all the notes I can in one run. So hopefully it's better. It's been a little bit more streamlined. And Charlie Snogans is joining us as well tonight. Hey, Charlie, how's it going?
Howdy, Clint. How you doing tonight, man? Good to see you.
Good. Yeah, good to see you too. And I'm just basically letting people know where we're at. On Downcast, finishing it up. And you speak of the devil, and he shall appear. There he is, Eric Weathers.
What'd I do?
There he is.
Your lettering is fantastic. But I just said I've got more changes. Editing process. And go back to Eric again. So that's how it goes. But the thing I'm so excited about is to just, again, get it into the printer's hands. Then it's, again, the ball's not in my court. It's in the printer's court. And then it's fatal. That's the next thing I'm really excited about.
Excellent.
That's a bit morbid, don't you think?
Well,
It's not morbid on his part. It's morbid for what it is. He's the guy when you call when you want it to get fatal.
It's true, yeah.
Okay.
We need Vaughn for that pitch.
Somebody's got to kill it. Yeah.
Flynn.
That's true. What I want to do with Vaughn is the problem is I've got all sorts of plans for Vaughn. First, I want him to help me with my pitch ahead of time, but at the same time, I still want to throw him under the bus and make him do a pitch last minute. He
can't have it both ways.
Okay. Did you name that segment yet? That really needs a segment name.
I know it does, huh? I don't have one for it. Vaughn's. I don't know. Chat, if you have any ideas, let us know. That would be a good one.
Under the bus with Vaughn.
I like that. Yeah. Pitching
corner.
Vaughn under the bus.
The pitch hitter.
I like that.
Funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I like dad jokes all around. I like it.
Hey,
we are three dads.
Yeah.
That's true.
Three dads.
I respect good dad jokes wherever I hear them. Actually, there's this older guy in my neighborhood that he'll come over to me very serious, and he'll just tell me one pun after another, and I wish I could remember them, but I'm like, you need to write a book called Dad Jokes. The dad joke.
Weird guy that comes over. to tell you puns. The
Yeah,
book.
he's an older guy. He's like in his he's probably in his 70s, I would say. But yeah, he's got tons of them. Lots of experience with dad jokes, probably.
You never forget them.
No. Well, I did though.
One just builds upon the other.
I hate to disagree. I used to have a litany of jokes ready to go, and my son just got to the age where he said, "Tell me jokes," and I looked at him and said, "I got
don't
nothing."
got any.
So
Sorry,
we
Dad.
got a joke book, and he's been reading it to us. And I mean, the mainstay, he keeps saying it over and over again, is banana. Knock knock, who's there? Banana.
Oh yeah.
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Right, that joke.
Yeah.
We do it for 15 minutes. He just keeps asking, knock knock, who's there? Banana, banana who? And it goes on and on and on. And there's no limit to how entertained he is by the worst knock knock joke on earth. And
Right.
I'm just hanging in there with it. All right, banana. I could say banana forever.
Right.
No skin off my back.
The word loses all meaning after about 3 minutes, though.
It sort of becomes a whole other game. How many different ways can I say banana?
Yeah.
Banana, banana. Who's there? Banana, who's there? And then you just vary the rhythm. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's bananas.
My kids had one. They heard on a joke. The knock knock. Have you heard the cow? How does it go? Knock knock. Who's there? Interrupting cow. And then they say interrupting cow, moo.
Moo.
Yeah, it's from a cartoon or something. But they loved that one forever. I heard what a good one today though. What's the difference between oral thermometer or rectal thermometer?
Whoa.
The taste. Pretty gross, but it made me laugh. Yeah.
That could get even worse if you're going to try and pinpoint that it was used as a rectal thermometer. I think that joke has a grosser level.
Right.
That you're not touching.
The more you think about it, it's like, ooh, wait a second. Look at
or the temperature. That's cold.
That's true. Yeah, that would make a difference. Hello, everybody in the chat. And I started out the stream just talking about updates on Downcast. The book is done, but it's not quite done. We're just polishing things up and getting into the printer. K Manifesto, hello, says, as a writer, do you recommend DeviantArt for an artist? I think DeviantArt's a good place to start. I
don't know what it is. I've always seen that. I've seen that word. I don't know what it is. Is it a good place?
It's a place where 11-year-olds draw furries. But occasionally there are good artists there too.
Yeah. It's basically just a social media site for artists. But there's a lot of sifting you ought to do. So if you want to find an artist on DeviantArt, this is my recommendation. Go to DeviantArt, go to the forums, and then they'll have a forum for jobs, like job offers and job, like you're looking for a job. So go to job offers, tell them exactly what you want, as precisely as you can be. And even if it's like you must speak English or whatever language you're speaking, so you can communicate with that person, must X, Y, and Z, and try to filter people out that way. You will get hundreds of responses. That's not an understatement. Hundreds of responses, as long as you say you're paying them. And then you just have to do a lot of sifting. So I've found a couple artists that way, but it's been a while. Now it seems like I just know artists. So I don't have to go to DeviantArt. I've got, I've made friends. So that's a good route to go. But DeviantArt's
got a friend in me.
That's right. That's right. Another question here from Roland. How long will Downcast be available through Alterna? I imagine until it sells out. Seems like that's how Alterna goes. And so the floppies will be published. The plan was October. As far as I've heard, nothing has changed. And that would be issue number 1. So everybody that backed the campaign, you're going to get, all the issues or whatever, issues 3 and 4, technically in the second part, you're going to get all that well before they're published. So, but I don't know.
Wait, how does that work? You're gonna print through the through Indiegogo, and then Alterna is gonna print floppies.
Mm-hmm.
in the fall, starting
Yeah.
with issue 1.
So yes, the plan is with Downcast, with the ones I'm doing, my versions, I'm gonna print just enough volume 2s to cover. I mean, I'll have a few extra, just make sure we're covered, but there's not gonna be a lot extra. In fact, I'm almost sold out of issue number 1s, or the volume 1. So when everything's out, the in-demand store is gonna close. Regardless, I'm going to close the in-demand store before things go through Alterna, but I'm pretty sure everything's going to sell out on my end before then. So then it'll be for Downcast. Everyone's just going to Alterna. You can get them at your local comic shop, I believe. We'll see how things are going, I guess. But if all else fails, you get them through Alterna's website subscription, and then you'll get the individual floppies, and they come out every other month. So yeah, that's the plan.
Why every other month? Once they have it, why not make the run continuous? You'll have 6, right?
There'll be 4 issues.
4. Alterna doesn't do ongoing.
They do now.
Oh,
he just changed, or I don't know. Is that public? I think it's public. I think he said something about it. Yeah. So the reason this is interesting, this is another thing with Diamond, is that Diamond, for indie comics, it's more difficult to convince them to sell, I guess, like ongoing series. They don't order as much, and so that's why he did everything in a series of mini-series kind of deal. Even though a lot of them are the same story that just continues.
Right.
So yeah, he could do it. But
so times they are a changing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Alterna used to just be black and white graphic novels too. Back in the heydays, back when I learned about them.
True.
2010, 2012, something like that. Even before then, probably.
Yeah. They've evolved. Peter's been on the forefront. So I don't know, with some of the changes and everything with distribution, it was funny because I was thinking for a moment, I was like, I don't really know where Diamond's going. I don't know if this book's ever going to actually hit a comic book shop or if it'll just be sold online. But the interesting thing, I just didn't care. You know what I mean? As long as it gets to people. It's funny how getting your book in a store is like this dream. And then when you get to like the business, like nuts and bolts of it, it's kind of like,
nothing. It's nothing.
Doesn't matter.
I remember listening to one of the big driving things that started me putting my attention back into comics was Kevin Smith. I don't know how much people dislike him at this point. He's an awfully likable New Jersey boy.
Yeah.
He did a series of interviews maybe 4 or 5 years ago. He interviewed Jim Lee, Greg Capullo, Neil Adams, and they were fantastic interviews. And the Jim Lee interviews, they might have even been 2 parts. It was right around when the New 52 started.
Yeah.
And Jim Lee was talking about. Did you listen to those?
Yes, I did.
They were great. They were fantastic. And Jim Lee was talking about how hard he pushed and worked and tried to get into comics and pushed. And he was working out and punching his hands into ice and rice and he was running around the track. And he said in his head, he was thinking Miller, Byrne, Kirby, and just thinking of the greats as he ran as fast as he could. And then he did everything he could. And his father even got him a belt because his back hurt from drawing at the drawing table every day. And then he got into comics and it was nothing.
Yeah.
There was no change. It was just, you just stayed at the table. You just stay at the table and you just work. It's just any job.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It is funny. Cameo appearance.
Cameo appearance. They saw you, baby.
Just for a moment. It's all good. Yeah. To me, it was one of those things like so my thing, I feel like with crowdfunding a lot of the time, what works is you have some kind of a story, not the story you're selling, but your story. Like for me, it was, I want to break into comics, help me break into comics. And I always said that. And now it's like, what does that really mean to break
You're
into
in comics, baby.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
you're here.
It's not
You
like,
did it. How's it feel?
Yeah, well, it just feels again. It's just work. This is what it is.
It's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and forever. Like
Yeah.
you
That's
just
right,
keep
that's right.
plugging.
Yeah.
And all of those chickens that Jim Lee was chasing, that was just preparing him to continue to chase them for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just is your work ethic your work ethic. So I mean, people that say I'm waiting to be inspired, I'm waiting to be inspired. You know what those people are? They ain't pros.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
they're gonna sit back and wait for that feeling or that moment. If whether you're a pro or you want to build to be a pro, you sit at the table and you work every day. I mean, even Jerry Seinfeld would talk about sometimes it's just he used this phrase which was sometimes making jokes is just sitting at the kitchen sink waiting for the next drip.
Yeah.
It's just work. You just
Right.
keep working. That's
Right.
all. And that person that asked, where do I find an artist? I don't know. Do it yourself if you have to.
Right. It's
Just
like
keep going.
you just have to do it, and that can't be the holdup, I guess. Fatal J for $2 says Clint, not Chris. Thanks, Fatal J. It's good to connect with you on Twitter now that you can find me. So thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it.
What does he mean by that? Man.
Last week, he said, "Hey, I can't. You're really hard to find on social media, Chris." And I said, "That's because my name's Clint, not Chris." So
Chris Stoker.
we solved that problem. Yeah. The other thing that goes along the line of that is with writing, people often say, well, what if you get writer's block? To me, it's like writer's block just means that you're not writing or you're intimidated by writing or something. I don't know. To me, it's like when you have a deadline or you have to get something done, you get creative real fast,
Yeah, you do.
You don't have the option. Like you're like, how do I tell this story? Let's get to work,
Let's get it done. Yeah. Dave Finch was streaming yesterday, live streaming. He was drawing, and somebody asked him about, do you ever get artist block? He goes, if you get artist block, it's either because you don't want to draw what you're supposed to draw or you're afraid to draw what you're supposed to draw.
Yep.
He said, artist block, like you can't have it when you're working mainstream. You just can't. It doesn't exist. You just keep drawing.
Well, for anybody's job, imagine you were a carpenter and you were scared to hit nails.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's not a thing. And if you're in the arts and you think, oh, I'm in the arts, so now everything I produce is going to be considered and weighed. I used to listen to Dan Harmon a lot, and Dan Harmon's, the writer for Community and all that, and he would come out and say, first, prove to them that you're terrible, prove you suck. Just come. That's your first. If that's your first step, then the next thing is easy. If you're going to go from, well, I suck, I might as well just do the next thing, then it's easy because you're not so concerned about, the next thing. I had a lot of art teachers way back when that would just say, get your ego out of the way. If each brushstroke that you're going to make for a painting is going to be something that you're worried about, you're not going to be able to make a painting, and you're going to be staring at a blank canvas.
Love that, man.
Just keep rolling.
I needed to hear that. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, I'm like,
just keep drawing, Clint.
I want to draw too, but I get to that point where it's like, okay, this book I'm polishing, I'm trying to edit it, I'm trying to look for any things, and I've got all the voices of the people just waiting to roast my book, and they're in my head, and I'm
here.
Like, yeah,
There always are going to be roasters, man.
I know, and that's the thing is, I'm like I can't think of a single book out there that doesn't have groups of people that hate it, So I don't know. It's just like you just have to. Yeah, again, you have to make the product. That's what I was saying. You have to put it out there. Otherwise, what's the point? So
produce, man. Just produce.
Right.
That was lots of your videos all the time, man. After your videos that I watch, did you not make any this week? Wait, the week just started? I have no idea what day it is.
Today's Monday.
I didn't make one today though, but yeah, I didn't put a video out today. That's why I was like, I need to stream because I've been too busy.
Well, wait a minute, Clint.
Yeah.
Is this a golden opportunity? Every time your video plays, I have so much to say to you. I just think, oh my goodness, I have so much to tell Clint. Usually it revolves around the notion of grow the pie.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, a lot of the times people that are, let's say, trapped, overeducated on the other side of the aisle, so to
Mhm.
speak.
Yeah.
They think there's a limited amount of prosperity, and we have to divvy it up. And your videos, they're all the time. I know you know this. I'm assuming you know this because we probably align a lot.
Maybe. I don't know.
We never actually talked about it, but I'm assuming.
Wait. Hold on. You guys didn't check to see if you were politically aligned before you started working together?
Oh, wait,
I think we might have a problem here.
we have
That's
to sign an agreement or make a public statement.
Yeah.
Racism is bad. Bigotry is wrong.
Mhm.
And what was the other one? Feminism is evil.
I am against killing children. I'm taking my stand now. Killing innocent children? Mm-mm.
It's very radical of you.
You are brave. Yeah. And stunning.
Wait, I don't hear you agreeing. You're not as brave as me?
That's right.
Oh, I'm going to sick a whole mob of Twitter people. I don't know. I have no Twitter people.
You were talking about.
I just realized.
You're talking about growing the pie, though.
Oh, your videos. I mean, I'm assuming because I've heard when we talked about our story, we never really talked about politics because it's kind of not part of it. I mean, let's make a fun. How about? I have a weird idea. Let's make a fun story that's just fun for people that might want to read a fun story.
Yeah,
you and I never.
But you did try to make sure that you were, being inclusive, and you wanted to make sure that the characters were a broad spectrum on the gender scale and all of that, right? I mean, you gotta.
You said on the ginger scale. The ginger scale. I have to adequately represent these horrible gingers.
They're getting removed.
For years, they've been maligned. And I'm not a ginger, and no one in my family's a ginger. But
you can't be a ginger if you're bald.
Yeah,
you could. This non-child killer Clint.
I don't know, man.
I'm not certain. Have you seen his face?
Kurt?
I'm certain he's not a child killer.
Hmm.
Look at the bags under his eyes.
You guys call each other child killers already? Jeez, good thing I'm here.
Welcome.
They have been maligned and banished to the basement where they belong.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Vaughn, what's the tattoo on your? Is that your right arm?
This?
Or is that your left arm?
That's a
It's a W for Weathers. It's showing his undying love for me.
Eric likes to brand his stock sometimes.
I do.
This is so I wrote this story, and there's this character in it, and he's from this like military group or whatever. He was cloned. He was built in a lab, and they were called the Havokers. And I wanted them to have a really cool emblem, and I made this. And it helps you visualize. It helps you get more to your book, what you're working on. But I liked it so much. Later, I just got it tattooed on. I really related to the character in that story, and he was kind of based on me in a lot of ways. So it just felt right.
Sweet.
Essentially, you're telling me you care so little about your body. You care so little about your skin that you're going to tag it with a story you came up with? I admire that.
Well, yeah, man, it's a great story. It's a great story and a great character. In fact, I'll admit, everything I work on, I'm like, maybe I should get a little commemoration piece on myself. I've thought about it.
What's the one higher up on your bicep?
Suffer well.
No, not on the inside. What's on the outside? It looks like
that.
Yeah,
it's a wolf. It's a big wolf.
You gotta get the Monster MD symbol too, right?
Night one.
Get Leighton Lawless's name tattooed on your tramp stamp area, your lower back.
You're gonna have to get a cover.
I was Leighton. This is feed the right wolf. I grew up in Oklahoma for the most part, and there's this, I don't know, you call it a parable, but this little Indian kid comes to the wise elder, and is like,
First Nations people, please.
He's like, why do I feel? Screw them. And he was like, why do I feel like this constant misery, like this constant strife. There's constantly something antagonizing me. And the wise elder is like, well, there's two wolves inside all of us, you know? And they're always fighting. One is good and one is bad. And he's like, well, which one wins? And he's like, the one you feed. So like that kind of inspired this one. Yeah, some chick on a dating app like asked me what this one's for the 13th Legion of Rome. That was my first tattoo, man. We used to mark legionnaires. We don't know exactly how we marked them, but I just decided to do my own like take on that shit. But some chick asked me what all of these mean, and I told her, and like she unmatched like that. It was great, dude. I was like, this one's for the Havokers. They're not real. I made them up, and it means quick. And I was like, it means quick death. And she was just out.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, you should have said all of this just means I love Twilight. Can we go on a date?
Twilight. She's
like, seriously.
I'm the wolf one. Come on, kid.
This is my werewolf clan and Twilight, and this is my house of Hogwarts. Please touch me now. That's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen with me. I'm done. I'm fed up. I don't care anymore. It's not worth it.
Yeah, you know what I find kind of the same topic actually, but what I find interesting about tattoos. So I've been every once in a while I watch on YouTube. I'll get sucked into the what's it called, Ink Master videos where they're like, we're doing a competition and they're trying to outdo each other, and then every once in a while the tattoo will just look terrible. Like, and I just think, man, that poor person, that gets, it's just permanent, you know. But that's kind of interesting because with the art, you're not like spending years refining it or whatever. It's like it's done. You know what I mean? The process of doing it is final. You know, like I mean, to some degree. But
that answers the old question: are artists ever really done with their work? And you're like, yeah, I found a way. Tattoos, baby.
You're a tattoo artist. You're done.
That's right.
You're finished. Yeah. And then I just find it interesting. It is like, man, that it's so like counter to what you'd normally think of as for art. You know what I mean? Like it's just this polished thing. And if you know, and they get better over time, but it's like, how many terrible tattoos would you have to get through before? You know what I mean? I guess I've seen them too. They're walking around places. I don't know.
You're thinking, oh no, what a mistake. One of my buddy's first tattoos, he was into punk and hardcore when we were kids, and then he was into Sick of It All. I don't even know. They had a dragon. It was the Sick of It All dragon, and he was just hot about this dragon. And he had a couple little tattoos, but we went to the tattoo parlor, and I went with him, and he said, "I'm gonna get it right here. It's gonna be a dragon." And he showed it to the guy, and the guy said, "All right." And he sat, and I said, "Wait. It's a band you just started listening to. Are you sure about this?" Yeah.
You're a good friend, Charlie.
he got it, and he's sitting there, and I'm like, all right, man, sorry. And we went out to the car afterwards, and he peeled the gauze back, and he looked at it, and he just looked at me, and I said, all right, whatever, man, it's all right. You'll be okay. He was so disappointed. What am I doing with this dragon? And then years later, he sort of covered it up, and he just kept going. I think the covering up just turned into
an art project that never ends.
The complete cover me. I made a terrible mistake when I was 19. We got to keep going.
Oh,
he covered it. He seriously. It was a dragon, and it was just sort of neither here nor there. He had it. Actually, looks cooler now. He covered it with just a black sun to cover the dragon. They just did a big circle.
Huh.
And then just rays of black sunlight coming out of it.
Yeah, that's what the whole of his past mistakes looks like, man. That's what that
is. To me, it always seems like, let me document things I was bad at thinking about.
This black sun that never stops staring you down. I mean, that'll make you remember. I tell you, the tattoo artist that needs to go, the one that's learning just needs to go right outside the military base, right outside the Army base, the Marine base. They go in drunk on a Saturday night, and there are dozens of them. You get a lot of practice because they all want tattoos. Everyone.
What did you get, dude? What did you get, Eric? What's
You
your tramp
assumed
stamp?
that I went drunk on a Saturday night to a tattoo parlor. I never did
Yes,
that.
I
I have no
know. I
weed.
know. You're too
no weed.
good.
You are too measured and
You're
wise
too good.
to do something so foolish.
I was bragging for a long time about not having tattoos. I was like, now I'm the different one, weirdos. Oh. And like I started working those harder clubs in Chicago and running security, and I just became like kind of a thug for a little bit, and like tattoos start sprouting up on you.
They appear.
And,
They appear.
And I'm okay with it. I designed all my stuff. I'm proud of it. The thing you have to understand with tattoos is like, do you not mind wearing the same t-shirt every day? Because if you do, you might not like having a stupid dragon on your arm
Well, I mean,
every day.
I would always say for a girl, maybe one or two tiny ones for a girl. For a man, you know what old says? I'm utterly dispensable. Look at this. I'm trash. You can throw me out the window. Who cares? Nobody
That's
cares.
true.
You're a guy.
Doesn't
If there
matter.
a war, I'll be fodder for the front line. That's fine. And in that line,
Yeah.
just notch me up as I'm going. For
Might
a
as
lady,
well.
though, it's a little more special, right?
But let's hear about your day, dear. Anyway.
I got this. I got this today. Nobody cares. What'd you
Nobody
get?
gave a damn.
I got a little flower on my
Yeah, but there's the girls who get like the shitty tattoos too, like when they're in Cancun on their like little trip, and they're like, it's small, but it's like, I don't know, fucking some like it's like their granddad on their ankle or something, and it just looks like a California raisin melting or something. It's just bad. It's bad. Bad tattoos happen.
through the trend. So like a headdress or I don't know, the same ones. I don't know. I don't know that much about
Clint-
tattoos other than what I've watched on this show, but it's always the same
Clint,
stuff over and over.
You should have got one after your trip to Detroit.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, I don't have a single tattoo.
Just a big Detroit D on the chest. And when people ask what it is, you just say, Downcast, bitch.
That's right.
And then they say, "What's downcast?" And he's like, "Well, that's a thing I made up."
Well, that's a thing I made up.
Story.
That's funny.
Also,
Dude, Downcast. I think I know what your logo needs to look like now, man.
Yeah, and you need to get it right below the belly button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right on that hip bone.
yeah.
Right.
None of us have now after the lockdown, and we've all
Dude.
done 40 extra pounds.
Dude, I dated a chick who had a scorpion pointed at her vagina, man. I didn't want to have sex with her, man. She had,
You're
like, she was letting me know something was going to happen.
This is poison. She's letting you know.
It's
This
It's like
is
the
poison.
ultimate
Warning.
inked foreshadowing, right? Am I right?
It's like danger hair, right?
Yeah.
It's this, yeah, same kind of thing.
You-
Warning.
You, could have told
Yeah.
her, I have a frog tattoo. Will you carry me across the river?
Yeah.
I'm a scorpion. Now you. And then she says after
Oh.
after the interlude, now you have AIDS. I'm a scorpion.
Yeah. And then she goes, "You knew what this was." No, what happened was she goes, "Well, I'm just a Scorpio." And then so I was like, "Okay, yeah, we can go. We can roll." Oh my god. Charlie's ambidextrous.
Charlie is, yeah. Oh, I thought I don't know if they're talking about politically or hand wise.
Oh.
But we don't
Maybe
we don't have to
possibly
agree on.
compared to you guys. Possibly compared to you guys. I'm a registered libertarian.
All right.
I actually voted for Gary Johnson. I was the one. I was the one that did it.
The one
That
guy.
was you.
It was me.
Yeah.
You and I don't even smoke pot.
I
I,
think-
don't do anything. I just sit here. I just sit here and draw.
It was just out of
And,
principle. Yeah.
It was out of principle. And there was that one interview where everyone said he doesn't know where Aleppo is, and I just said I don't care.
I always thought that was
left-handed.
funny. That was the biggest gaffe for him was the Aleppo thing. When
See, Clint, you
let's-
do know about that stuff.
I do.
You
Oh
are
yeah,
so political. I always
I-
want you to talk a little more about politics.
I know.
I listen all day to politics stuff, and then I go to Clint.
Oh man.
He has
I
so
can't
much
do
to
it.
say.
I could do a whole channel on politics, but if I did it now, I think I would have a revolt. You know, in the
Well, you don't want to. You don't
Well,
want
you
to burn
tried
your
it,
city down and
didn't
get
you?
rid of the police.
we did it like last week, 2 weeks ago. Talked about politics.
No,
Oh, we had the best views though too. Like that was a good
that was a
stream.
great stream. That was
Yeah.
fun. Like,
wasn't your
how did
channel
people
originally
react?
that way?
How did
It was.
people
I
react?
started out, yeah, talking about politics. I just wanted to have a political opinion without family. Honestly, that's what it came down to. Is my family represents all sorts of political. The whole landscape is represented in my family. And I was like,
Are
I
they
just
all
want
Mormon?
to. Yeah,
Are you
but still-
Mormon?
yeah,
So wait, politically, let me start with
sure.
caffeine. Not into it.
I've seen you drink a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I got one right here. Caffeine's not so it's coffee and tea is a no. And everyone is gonna get
What? What does
Coffee.
that have to do with anything?
coffee and tea.
I love
I,
the Mormons.
So
You just
ultimately,
mysteries.
I'm drinking tea just because.
yeah, no, and it doesn't offend me whatsoever if anybody else does. I realize it's peculiar. Basically, it comes down to like, why couldn't they eat pork? You know, why, and the Jews, why couldn't they eat pork? Why couldn't they? There's all these specific things, and
These are my favorite people. I went to school. I was at like Billy Tucci. I was at FIT 20 years ago. He was there, I think, 30 or 40 years ago. And
50, 60,
like
70.
one of my best friends, we used to go to lunch every day. There was a Burger King right around the corner from 27th and 7th. We'd go around the corner, we get burgers. And for years, we would eat Burger King. And I never even recognized she's from Israel, and she was kosher. And I said, I'm going to have a cheeseburger. You want a cheeseburger one day? And she said, I can't have a cheeseburger. And I said, why not? What are you talking about? I said, I'm kosher. And she said, that's meat and cheese. I don't do that. And I said, what, ever? Never? You've never had a cheeseburger? We've had so many burgers together. I never noticed there's no cheese on it. And I said, no ham and cheese sandwiches? She said, no. Why not? She just said, it's forbidden. And I said, well, there's the whole Middle East problem right there. This is a you guys have inscribed a non sequitur into writ law. And I don't know. Jack and Coke. For the Mormons, our Mormon brothers out there. Jack and Coke. It's phenomenal together.
I like Jack and
so
Coke.
good.
It's good. It's dangerous sometimes, but it's good, man. It's like candy.
No. Vodka and Red Bull is dangerous.
Is that
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. My brother drinks that, and I tell him he shouldn't drink that shit.
Woo.
They banned that in Europe because too many people were dying, Charlie.
Wow.
They banned that combo because people were dying.
Drink.
My brother was just sitting there like,
there's extra people in Europe. They can go.
There's extra people. Population control.
The Black Plague, and there was the Red Bull Plague.
Red Bull Plague. And then for the Mormons, there was the coffee and tea.
Yeah.
We're out.
There's tattoos. No tattoos. No.
Wait, is that a Mormon rule?
It's not like it's sort of separated into things. There's basically like advice, like you ought to not do this, and then there's like doctrinal things. So like tattoo, the Jews the Jews have a solid no tattoo rule. Yeah. That's not with the Mormons? So you could sort of do it? You could have a tattoo and go. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't go on a mission, I guess, but you don't. I went on a mission. That's why I was in Detroit. And
it's you can do a tattoo, but you ought to not. Is that what the list of tattoos are on?
Okay. Ought to not, yeah. But I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Well, does your mission in retrospect seem, I don't know, more poignant right now?
My mission, I'll be honest, it was the best decision I ever made. It was really good for me. Yeah, it was really good for me. It was just like learn discipline. I'm sure like like I don't know, Eric was in the military. You learn discipline. You get up at a certain time. You learn how to, you're there to do a job and sort of put yourself secondary, perhaps. I don't know.
You just play the game. You just play the game.
Is that how it was? Yeah,
It
I don't
is.
know.
That's how the army is. You just play the game. You follow the rules. You do what you're told.
Did it stick with you after though? Like the
Hell no. No.
Look
No,
at
no,
this
no, no.
hair.
You
Look at this hair.
Look at me.
I won't compare it then.
you think that, but you can't escape it. They instilled you some discipline.
I know how to use a rifle, even though I haven't touched one in 15 years.
Well, wait,
That's
you guys
gonna
are
stay
all
there.
real Americans. I'm in New Jersey where I actually cannot own anything.
I've heard it's the hardest thing. Tim Pool was trying to buy with us, New York or New Jersey. I'm not. It's New
Yo,
Jersey.
he loves that Magic the Gathering like you.
Tim Pool does.
Have you heard him talk about that? He loves Magic. He loves
Really?
comics. We gotta
Can we
at
show
a
this
certain point
up on
we
screen?
gotta make a push for Comics.
Yeah,
he has talked
do.
about Comicsgate. We have to reach out to
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do, man,
Tim
for sure.
Pool. They
That was the time.
Louder with Crowder. Steven Crowder bought him a gun. I saw he bought him like
Yeah.
AR-15, and they had to like figure out how to make it legal in New Jersey. But
He left New York. He left New York because it was getting too crazy. Welcome to New Jersey, where it's also crazy. Eric, what do you got right there?
Eric,
What?
you're
This
saying
You're a real. Are you a real
His
American?
AR.
With a real.
you have? Are you saying you haven't fired that in years?
No.
50.
I just built this a few months ago. I haven't been able to go to the range yet.
Oh man,
Mm,
that's
You
are
should
real
bring
American.
that when you visit me, and we could go.
I need to get a
shooting.
case. I built it.
Yeah.
It's custom. And look at the
That's
lower
so
receiver.
cool.
Look at the lower
Yeah,
receiver.
that army stuff.
Bad.
Didn't stick with you.
lift it up a little bit. I can't.
Yeah,
see it.
not at all. Built a custom AR. Haven't shot a gun 15.
Dude, is that laser? etched? Is that
What?
what that is?
I got it from Palmetto State Armory. So yeah, I built it myself.
That's
That's
sweet.
pretty.
And I still need to get an optic for it, but it's got pop-up sights, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
I shot a Nerf gun once.
Yeah.
And
Have you never
That
shot a
count?
gun, Charlie? Like a real gun?
I've never shot I've shot a pellet gun at birds once, and then a Nerf gun with my son in the backyard. Other than that,
we should go
these
shooting.
soft, delicate hands
His
have just
no get.
it's
These
dry.
hands are hardened by years of cleaning
Lettering.
floors. That's all you do in the military. is You clean floors.
Clean the floor.
Cleaning floors
Yeah.
with the toothbrush and the John.
I got really good with a buffing machine. Got really good with it. We stripped and buffed. That sounds weird to say out loud.
Yeah,
we
wait.
stripped and buffed the same
No,
floor
no,
about
no.
6 times
You're
Whole new
downplaying.
idea.
in a couple of months.
You're downplaying. You told us you were in the
In the
Kernville
shit.
Valley.
Oh.
No. My unit went there. I did not go there.
You were on the verge of going there.
Yes, but I went home instead.
Good choice.
Hmm.
Was that yours?
Guys,
Would have been my choice. Like every morning when it's time to wake up and do shit, I'll lay back down. Is that what you mean? You were,
No,
were you
medical
given the
discharge.
option, or just the numbers were just what the numbers were?
Medical discharge.
Are you sick? Are you all right?
No,
He's
he's fine.
we're gonna break FERPA laws here, but it's a hearing thing. I'm guessing.
No,
His
no,
left
that came,
toe.
that came after. As much as I want to
Left
say
toe.
that I lost my hearing from a grenade going off next to my head, it was just a viral infection.
But is that how you got your wife interested in dating you? With that?
No, it
story?
happened after we were married.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes my theory.
What's going on?
My wife liked me because I was an artist.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
She
I
likes
think so,
artists.
yeah.
Is,
Cool.
is it?
She, the more we watch movies together, and
Well, girls
we were
like
just
artists.
watching the Ricky Gervais show on Netflix. It's really good. The Afterlife show, fantastic. That dude's
That's a great
comedy
show,
genius.
dude. That
It
show's
is so
amazing. dude.
fantastic. But so after that, I was thinking Ricky Gervais. I tried very hard to say it. I was thinking, all right, let's watch more Ricky Gervais things on Netflix. And we watched the one with him and Eric Bana. It's a Netflix show. And I was just saying, look at this handsome man. Look at Eric Bana. You can't get it more handsome than that. And my wife says, I think Ricky Gervais is better looking. And I looked at her thinking,
And then,
you know, I'm just offended now because now I know your taste is just odd.
You
For years, I thought this hot blonde fell in love with me because of what reason or another. I used to think, well, just because I'm an artist, she's an artist. She's, before her, I would have just assumed if I didn't go in advertising, I would have just been a poor, starving artist down in the lower portions of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, maybe living under a bridge, maybe gay for pay if it had to be that. Giving handies under the Williamsburg Bridge.
Give it handies, would you still wear the same gambit glove or whatever the hell?
Gambit glove.
I'll make art with your cob.
It's a gambit glove.
Rated R.
It's a gambit
50
glove.
cents. 50 cents for you.
Cats is coming back to Broadway.
But I was an artist, and I think artist was part of the fell in love with me. I can draw this, I painted this. Let's talk about weird. She was into Marcel Duchamp. Am I saying that right?
Sure. I don't know.
Duchamp. She would always correct me. No, but so we're watching this thing, and I was like, look at I was like,
Gotcha.
I said,
we'll clap when you do that from now on.
Yeah. Other than that,
that'll keep you doing it.
I said, look out, this is the most handsome a man could be. Look at this Eric Bana. And she said, I sort of like Ricky Gervais better. And I looked back on the things that she said was handsome. She talked about how handsome John Malkovich was. And I started to almost lose.
That guy's a creep.
I'm losing confidence. Wait, you just like weirdos? No.
Oh, that Quasimodo sure boils my ovaries. Oh my God. How far down does this go? I want to know.
As far as I can tell, all the way down. Because here I thought, this hot blonde's in love with me.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You're both artists, and that can like start up some serious fire. Now, other times it can like be way too dramatic and over the top, and you'll collide like a fucking train wreck. And you guys made it work, and that's you have something in common that's important. You get each other.
Now,
that second part is called marriage.
Yeah,
I mean, dating is when you you compliment each other when you're dating. You look so lovely because I want to be around you, and your dress looks fantastic. And then she says, you look good in that suit. We should be on a date. And you want to be around each other. And then marriage is all about insulting each other. So you can have a little quiet talk. All right. Just
I don't
insult.
want that.
Insult. No, get married.
I do want to get married, man. But I want to compliment her to death. That's all. Hi, Eric. Eric's like customizing his gun that he's never going to shoot or whatever. No, he'll come shoot with me. We'll be shooting.
I love marriage. It's great, but it is funny how like I'm guessing like your wife is much less impressed with your artistic ability now that you're married. It's just like, oh, okay, great job, hon. Did you do the dishes?
I don't know the exact. I don't know the Venn diagram of it, but when I was in advertising and making illustrations, and they would go to the print. And then some of them would hang somewhere in an agency. And a couple of years ago, when I started redirecting my attention to comic books, it got way less sexy. She was like, what are you doing again? You're doing that? I think comics doesn't work on ladies. It might be a serious. If you're making paintings and they're hanging on a wall somewhere for a lady, or there's the gallery involved, or you're being abstract and thinking about things, that might work fantastic. Ooh, lay there, let me paint you. You look lovely. Let's make a life drawing.
Right.
I'm not even looking. If you're laying there naked, I'm not even thinking of you sexually. I am making you as a beautiful work of art.
Yeah. Whatever. My comics, you haven't seen them apparently, Charlie, because they'll get
that shit work. Wait, there's a big difference.
My books are hot, man.
When you're drawing, I saw that artist that you did with. Is it Lady? What is it called?
Lady
Alchemy. That artist is good. Lady Alchemy.
Dario.
Those drawings, they're very fantastic.
It's good.
They're beautiful. You know who doesn't like those drawings? Women
Women.
don't like those drawings. They
Oh, yeah, they
not
do.
like
They
those
want to be
drawings.
Lady Alchemy. They want to be Lady Alchemy.
Here and there, maybe.
Like Jim
For
and
the
the
most part.
Holograms. Like She-Ra. Except cool and not gay or whatever the fuck they turn
There's a
She-Ra.
few. Maybe there's a Martina Markova here and there that
Markota.
say that's a cool Markova. That's a cool drawing. I want to be involved in that. And in art school, there were girls here and there that were making drawings like that and involved. But for the most part,
The cool ones.
generally, the cool ones. Let's say the coolest ones. But generally,
Why not?
ladies that are coming in, they don't say,
What do they
Show
want to
me those
see,
hot-
Charlie? What do they
show
want
me
to
those
see?
hot comic book pages. They don't want to see that. They don't
Yeah.
want to see
No,
that.
no, I
don't know
agree
what
with
it
you,
is.
actually.
Charlie?
I know what it is because comics are seen as more infant, like more for kids by a lot of women because a lot of them don't get it. But I think that's lessening over time with the popularity of the Marvel movies and stuff. Like all the girls I know from every type, like from the artsy to the more, like sporty type, whatever. They're like,
Arty
let's go see
Spice,
a Marvel
Sporty
movie. Yeah, artsy.
Well, all
Spice.
right,
Yeah.
but that's
But
that's
like,
a whole separate thing.
I do not
because-
expect a girl to be like hot for me because I make comics. Yeah, I mean, I would never expect that. I make hot comics though. If they read them, they might be hot for me. But yeah, like that's why when I first start talking to someone on a dating app, one of the first things I say is I make comics, and like that's like hurdle number one. Like, yeah, like if you can't be cool with that, then fuck off. We don't need to waste each
If
other's
they're
time.
cool with that, then you can say, "Oh, I
I'm gonna
made
keep. I'm not gonna
$70,000
hide
plus
that I
on
make
it."
comics.
Clint,
You know?
you might even be at a lower level if you say, "And I love Magic the Gathering."
I know. The thing is,
I don't.
the thing is,
I think comics are cool. I think comics are cool.
I
and
do
that's how
too.
They are.
That's how I present them.
Yeah,
Like
that's
my
cool.
attitude is like they're the coolest thing ever. What? You got a problem?
Yeah.
And if they're not, they can't hang with that. I want to know right away because I don't want to waste anybody's time because I fucking love making them. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, we
Do
gotta.
it, just do it.
No, I used to downplay like, oh,
Yes,
comics, they're kind of cool, like, like sort of downplay it, and then after a while I'm just like, I don't care. Oh yeah, I write comics, and then I have meetings at work. We have virtual meetings, and I'll get on camera. I'm like, oh, I'll address the elephant in the room. Yes, I like comic books. Welcome.
No.
All right, we'll move on with our meeting.
Guitar sexy. Spinner rack.
I know.
You don't think so?
No guy
To
ever
me-
shows up to a party with an acoustic spinner rack. Okay.
Got a point.
In high school, especially. Remember that guy? Yeah, we get out the guitar, gonna play a little Alive by Pearl Jam. God,
That was Clint.
I know. I totally did that. Yeah.
What did you play, man? What was like your go-to to get the ladies interested?
Man, I just played. I was a Smashing Pumpkins. I like some Smashing Pumpkins. I know. I was like, I was playing the guitar in a slightly different era. So it was like Green Day. I liked Death Cab for Cutie a lot. Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know. I liked. I don't know. Everybody's like last time I showed that video, everyone's like, "Oh, you're into like this '90s." I didn't play the guitar in the '90s. I wasn't. I was a kid in the '90s, so I wasn't. Yeah. I'm 33, so yeah.
Oh,
I was
young.
around, but I wasn't playing the guitar. Oh,
You're the
yeah.
youngin' here in this group.
And you
Are
don't
we
have me
all-
by much.
Are the rest of us 40? What's happening?
No,
You
36.
other two. 36, Vaughn.
40.
You're 40.
You just hit 40. When did you hit 40?
No, I'm 41.
So
I
he
just turned
he did
41
13
in
months ago.
March.
Wow.
I turned 42 a week ago. So
Hey.
Cheers, mate.
welcome to the 40 club.
Yeah,
Last
it's
week
all
was my
right.
birthday. I missed the
It's all
stream.
right.
I
It's
was
like,
blowing
it's
candles.
like I'm still in my 30s, but I just need more naps. I'm all right.
That's the only difference.
I took a nap today. It was glorious.
Yeah, I know those things can be
I
really
wish.
helpful.
I took
Yeah,
more
I
naps in my
can't do
20s than I have in my 30s, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My great uncle was he flew in the Air Force in World War II Vietnam and Korea, right? We always forget about Korea.
That's why it's called
And-
the Forgotten War.
The Forgotten One. That's exactly right.
That's right.
And he had over a million miles of combat or something. And because he was this Air Force guy, he knew he had to shut it all down when he needed to and be able to bring it all back online when he needed to. He could take a nap at a snap. He could just lay down for 10 minutes and get a 20-minute nap and then be ready to fly again.
Nice.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
Most people can't. Your chemicals are
When you're in
wired
the
up.
army, you can.
I'm pretty good at that. I was gonna say
Just
I
to
can
train
fit
your
in that.
brain.
Yeah.
Ugh, crazy.
Huh. Yeah,
So Army
man.
brings it
Naps
out,
are
Eric?
great.
The Army brings it out to be able to hit that nap.
The army
When you
nap.
need it.
No, I took naps in the army. When you're in your unit, you don't do a lot of stuff. You just there's a lot of hurry and wait.
Wait.
And then
Right,
every
right.
every once or twice a week you'd go out and do training. The rest of the time is like just messing around in your barracks or in your platoon headquarters or whatever. So yeah, it's not
Like
not
those,
glorious.
same as those Navy guys?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak for the Navy. I can't speak for the Air Force and the Marines. I just know that the Army infantry was a lot of floor cleaning with the occasional sending lead down range. So.
Everybody comes down so hard on the Air Force guys that they're just such pussies.
Yeah.
And the Navy guys are all gay because they're trapped in the submarine and they have to have sex
semen.
with one another.
They have to. It's
They have to.
a
Yeah.
requirement.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In the military, it was don't ask, don't tell. But in the Navy, it was do tell.
See, what did it take? 9 seconds till an Army guy could lay down a pretty good Navy joke?
Yeah, I don't understand. I guess I get that there's rivalry, but I don't know the intricacies of it all.
It's
I
just
just-
pride
Well,
for your branch.
Oh, yeah.
They all make fun of the Air Force guys. They're the
That's
soft-
true. But when you're in the army, you make fun of everybody that's not in the infantry.
Right.
Really
They're all
within the
bugs.
army. Yeah.
No one's
And when,
safe.
Yeah.
and when you're a Marine, you make fun of everybody.
Right. There's a hierarchy.
'Cause- Or a SEAL. But the SEAls are Navy guys?
They're
Navy
Navy.
SEAL?
Yeah.
But they've got both ends of the spectrum then. Is that because to me I think of a Navy SEAL as like the most hardcore killer, imaginable. He could do anything. He could kill you with a pen.
Sure. Steven Seagal.
What's that? Who's that guy? That was the wrestler. He was a Navy SEAL. C4. What's that guy? The-
Ventura, Jesse Ventura.
He's kind of a libertarian, huh?
Jesse the Body Ventura. There you go.
From Minneapolis, right? Where everything's going great. He
Yeah.
must have done a good job.
That's right. Yeah.
Guess we got to blame him, huh?
Might as well, I guess.
I'll blame that fucking lunatic. Ever heard him talk? He's out of his fucking mind. He moved to Mexico because I don't want the government looking after me. It's just he went. I don't know. There's the sort of, if you know a little bit. This is a general statement. If you start to learn a little bit about stuff, you start to realize I don't know anything about stuff.
Yeah.
But if you start to learn a little too much, you become similar to first or second year medical students who all start to think that they're going to catch the next disease. If you ever talk to when they start doing their rotations, they all get this thing where they start to all think, I'm going to catch that. That guy's going to die. We're all going to die. This is horrible. Because they start to learn about all the things that can go wrong, right? But then when they keep doing their rotations, they start to learn, oh, that didn't happen, that didn't happen, that didn't happen, and that didn't happen. You start to learn all the things that you're learning about. They kind of don't happen.
Huh.
It's sort of.
My dad, I come from a medical family, and my dad, he just stopped. He just wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. Like, he'd be like, get out, like on a road trip, he'd be like, get out of the car, move your legs, or get a blood clot, and it'll go to your lungs, and then it'll kill you. And like that was it.
Next,
like, he just
the
he
next
got so
phase
used
is that
to
it's
it.
the next phase is that it's simple, right?
Yeah.
You're okay.
Huh.
Those germs aren't going to get you.
Well,
right?
I've noticed It's weird though with doctors lately. I noticed they used to always be like, I think it's this and we're going to treat it. Now almost every doctor I go to is like, we don't know. We don't know what's going on. I have no idea. It could be anything. Thanks for visiting. Like, it's just insane.
It's because they're going to WebMD like everybody else.
And what I learned, they YouTube stuff for how to do procedures.
No.
I heard about it's insane. It happens more than you would think.
Oh God!
I know.
They know nothing. They know nothing. Do you ever, years ago when my right hand went bad, right, and I was started having anxiety attacks and I had tendonitis. I am a righty. Somebody asked if I was a righty. I'm a right-handed artist and I got tendonitis right here.
Oh.
And I started to learn how to draw lefty, right? But I started looking up why does Advil or NSAIDs, right? Those drugs that they give, what do they work for? They reduce inflammation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the deeper you dig and the deeper you dig and the deeper you dig, all that everyone knows is we don't know why it works. They don't know why
That's
Advil
so
works.
weird. That is so weird. I love it though.
No idea.
Yeah.
No,
We don't know.
idea.
We don't know.
That reminds me. Oh, sorry. Finish, and I got a story.
I mean, it's the same as you sort of think of. There's these common things that we have every day to day, Advil or NSAIDs or Aleve. Why does it work? They don't know. They can't even pinpoint what works. Or why a cat purrs. They don't know what it's actually happening. They have no idea.
We don't know. We don't know.
How do you
it
not
occurs.
know that? That's
Right.
so simple.
I
No
know. My
idea.
cat told me. Yeah, it's weird.
It's guesswork in a lab
is
coat.
interesting.
George Carlin's line: "Guesswork in a lab coat."
Yeah,
I
they're just people trying to figure it out.
take
too.
some sort of weird comfort in that, though. I mean, it keeps the world interesting.
Yeah. So I had
Serious.
appendicitis once. Yeah, obviously once.
I've been so terrified of
why.
that my whole life.
So the weird thing is, I guess I'm gonna explain this the best I can. It ruptured, but there was a calcified. The word that they used was a calcified fecaline crystal that like clogged it. Yeah, it was like
you would poop in your appendix.
I
You're
don't
full
know
of
how
shit.
that worked. Yeah. So I was like, so they were like, oh my gosh, this should have hurt really, really bad. I was like, it was uncomfortable, but it didn't hurt that bad. And that's why I just, like went through it for so long. And so they're like, well, what happened was there was a fecaline crystal or whatever. The words they use was like crystallized, like a piece of poo. I don't get it. And they're like, well, do you understand that? But I didn't want to look like an idiot because they asked me like, do you understand? Like, you understand what that means? Like what, And I was like, oh yeah. I have no idea why. To this day, I'll never know.
What a crystallized piece of poo in your body was?
No,
Wait,
because to me,
they said
like a kidney stone, but I don't understand it. Yeah, I don't know unless it meant something else, and I don't understand the root words. But to me, that's the logic that I follow.
You should learn Latin.
Yeah, good
you
point.
should learn Latin. You're a writer. You ought to know Latin. You're a writer.
Yeah,
Our kids are going to learn Latin, so
okay. Yep.
maybe you should too.
Your kids are learning Latin.
Yeah, it's going to be part of their schooling next year.
Wow.
Are you homeschooling?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Eric, me and you homeschooling. Clint, are you homeschooling?
A lot of people are now, man.
I am, but I'm not.
I'm just gonna put him on a chat with Vaughn.
I got it.
Vaughn, tell him stuff.
Vaughn will teach him. He'll raise them right.
School time with Uncle Vaughn.
Chapter 1.
Lady Alchemy.
Yeah, Lady Alchemy. Chapter 2, monsters.
Doctor,
Chapter 3,
don't know. a thing.
dating apps.
Oh, man.
Wait, so you had crystal poo in your appendix?
But no, we'll never know because he just said, "Yeah, I totally know what a fecaline crystal body is." Or
They said it. They said it to me like it was. So first off, they kept coming in and because they said it should have hurt a lot worse than it hurt, and I'm like, I don't have a particularly high pain tolerance. Like if I hit my shin, it hurts real bad, But for some reason,
You just said it's because I'm a man, pussy.
no,
Yeah.
they're like
I'm Sling
the-
Blade Stoker. Mhm. Everything's fine.
Laters.
Go ahead, Clint. Take your hat off and do that, Clint, please.
what? Do what?
Sling
Mhm.
Blade.
You talking like mashed tater, man?
I don't
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
I reckon. Give me an I reckon.
You really do look like a murderer. You look vicious.
That's the nicest
matter
thing
what
you
I
ever
was-
said to me.
I mean, is there a nicer thing I could say?
I cast
If
it.
if I was rioting with all of my liberal buddies, and we were getting close to your house, and you came out without your hat, I would say, "Let's skip this house. Let's
Yeah.
not go there."
Yeah.
That guy looks like a murderer.
It's the forehead. I've got a lot of forehead. What it
Mhm.
comes down to. I'm pretty sure that's why the appendicitis didn't hurt due to forehead.
Because it
I
was
got
all
you.
in your head.
I got you beat 4 head, 5 head, 6 head, 8 head,
All the way
up.
around.
It's
They're right.
even coming back here. Even the fringe is receding. It's
The fringe.
even the fringe is saying, "I don't want anything to do with this." Please.
I'm
What'd you say?
out.
Do you big
What's
that? What's
Oh,
that?
gee. Oh, man.
What?
His lunch
Sure.
locks are out.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Oh, Eric.
No, man, I'm just born with it.
What you had?
Maybe it's
What you had called a fecaloma? Or is that something?
I don't think it was fecaloma. Are you Googling now?
Yeah, I'm looking up your crystal poo
It was.
scenario.
Oh, I sent you that earlier today.
It was fecaline, calcified fecaline.
Oh wait, we have so much to talk about, Clint. Eric,
What?
Vaughn, wait a minute. We have things to talk
Yeah.
about.
I know. We totally got off.
First, boy, we've been waiting to talk about let's start with the logo.
Oh,
The
fatal.
logo looks fantastic for Fatal, but here was my note that I was waiting. My art is already sort of, I don't know, crummy looking.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you say, whether you think I have nice anatomy or not, or nice buildings or not, or good people or not, I'm not a clean guy, right? So the first logo you sent for Fatal I loved and enjoyed the 8-bit. You stuck a 8-bit thing into it.
Just a little
was
glitch,
cool.
yeah.
All right, but it matched my junkiness too much. I'm a little too junky. So I was thinking keep the logo cleaner than my junkiness. I'm too
Okay,
junky.
so no crystalline fecal-itis.
That's right.
Out with that.
That's a
Can you
surprise.
zoom in on that, Clint? We were world building here.
Trying to do.
And Clint,
How the hell do
do
you
you
do
have
that, Charlie? How do you do that?
what?
What we're looking at. How do you do that?
If I could
I've been
zoom in,
doing it.
it'd be even more.
It's pretty.
I've been doing it for 20 years, man, and
You
it was
don't.
only. There's a strange thing to admit, which was my boy was born in 2014, and something about having a kid revitalized the things that I loved when I was younger. I don't know how else to say it.
See that?
So I mean, this is what we're looking at here is a cocktail party on another system, right? There's a close up of a lady who looks. Oh, there we go. There we're getting in there.
Looking at
Right here, right where. Oh, I'm pointing at the screen as though you could see where I'm pointing, because I'm a monkey with 3 tools. I'm a monkey with a stick that I lick and stick into the anthill, right? Right where that fat guy is with the big tail, that's the gutter. This is one panel between a 2-page spread.
double space.
Right?
Yeah.
So right there, you can see there's a girl yelling. There's the fat guy, and there's a girl with 4 arms yelling at a guy. Can you see that?
Oh, right here.
She's saying, "How dare you?" There's a guy behind her that looks a lot like Bane. I wasn't planning on him looking like Bane. I just drew him. And then behind him, there's a lizard on some steps.
That's awesome, man.
And then underneath it, there's the rough drawing. So maybe I should send you the cleaner one. I was going to tweet out tonight
Oh, I realize now.
Here's a panel on a 2-page spread that will reveal the whole thing with Clint tonight. Sort of trying to drive. Here's the middle. This is the sort of NutriBet. There's a lady leaning into. I keep pointing at it as though you can see what I'm pointing at because
Talking about this
I
lady.
am such a simpleton. Here she is.
This is Kit.
That is Kit. Right? She's the protector of the girl who's at the window. Is the girl in the window? There she is. She's pointing up and out the window.
Uh-huh.
She's saying, "Did you see that explosion, Kit?" Her name is Moxie. She's at the window, right? I had Moxie. Clint came up with Moxie Rochefort. What's the full name, Clint?
You know, I gotta look at those names again because the thing is, we keep referring to them as Moxie and Kit, and now those names have grown on me. So to me, it's like they're just Moxie and Kit. You know what I mean?
There's so often that you have a scratch track, and then the scratch track, somebody just says, that's it. Did you ever see Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
You know Finding Nemo, the big Disney movie? There are the turtles. They're flying through the East Australian current, and they're taking all their friends. Oh, and at one point, Dory and all the fish, Nemo, or the father. The scratch track is the guy that wrote it, Stanton. And he did the turtle voice, and they did everything they could to find a better turtle voice. But it turned out that the scratch track was just what they were looking for. Oh. So sometimes that happens, right? So when we started, Moxie and Kit were our two ladies that are following up. They're our backup characters for Flynn, who, if you look, see Moxie's pointing at the window. We have about a 10-page action sequence that's happening out that window, and Moxie's pointing up and out the window.
Cool.
This is what we have to be involved in. Do you see this? And her lady's maid there, her guard, her Secret Service, is the chick in the middle of that tub, that hot tub, that
She wants
that
to
that NutriBath. She wants to. This is when we talk about this. Eric, you are a young Christian man. Vaughn, you're a Christian man.
Yeah.
Is Rise
Not
Again
very good,
because is Rise Again a direct reference to Jesus?
Nah.
What's
It's the
Rise Again?
comics. It's just comics coming back, being cool again.
All right.
Real simple.
All right, I like that too. I like all those things. I'm a man without a code. We could say I'm a man without a code. And when we talked about this, I was saying, well, so I'll have all these naked people and there'll be an orgy. And Clint is sort of, so you need
a little bit of the other end.
if you need sort of, see, here's the
It was like, okay, we're putting the salad bar here. Like, we don't need it.
we need a sneeze guard. Please, a sneeze guard, because you're disgusting. I'm a man with, I have no code. Right? But a man without a code needs a man with a code, right?
It's true. You
And
need an anchor.
Clint has a code. So I mean, even
Comics code.
let's compare ourselves to the greatest.
There's no authority
ever, right?
No authority.
I mean, Paul McCartney was sweetness and light, and John Lennon was just acid and acrid and wretchedness and. I'll take the Lennon role. You take Clint. You take the pop sweetness role.
Okay, all right.
You take those two things. You can make a viable piece of artwork. Because if I ran off in my direction, this would just be an orgy with naked people. And
Dude, if you and I work
together,
it would be an orgy on top of an orgy with an orgy garnish.
Vaughn,
you better not work with me, man.
That could be the next book. I don't know.
We can't sell that anywhere. That's the problem, right? So
yes.
Clint and I have to go. You and Eric can go off together and refashion your orgy into something else. Clint was the bridal that pulled me back and sort of said, no, this has to be marketable. I can't even tell my wife about this. You're a horrible person, and we have to rein you in somehow. He said that.
I
He
did.
said that. Not only in those words, he told me I was horrible.
Gosh.
So
Uh.
I clothed some of these people. Clint, can you zoom in on the twinks? There are still twinks.
I thought those were just
Does anybody-
surfers.
No, those are twinks.
Talking about these guys, right?
Those two
Where'd they
dudes
go?
are twinks.
Hey.
And he is attached to that drone.
Okay.
Here?
And
What does it do?
yeah,
Keep
that's
him
a drone.
Keep him in line.
There's so
I
many
have-
details here.
It's
I
just
have
cool.
No idea.
Okay.
I have no idea what that drone is. I like so
Someone
many things
might
in the
ask.
story. I just drew stuff and showed it to Clint and just said, "What is that?" I don't know. Can you?
Yeah. This is Marvel method. I feel like so Jack Kirby.
He's a slave twink, and he tries to run, and that drone keeps him in check, and it milks him for sperm like every 6 hours.
See,
That's
Vaughn,
my version of it.
that's what you were saying. But
Yeah.
Clint will tell us.
It dispenses warm biscuits, you know. I'm just kidding. No, Clint would come up with something like more cool in Star Wars and marketable.
No, to me, I'm like, okay, they're at a party. This is at a fly. So no, I was gonna say this is like Jack Kirby would hand. I've heard so many stories about this, where he would draw like in the Fantastic Four. He's like, hey, here's this character. I can't think of a specific example, but then Stan Lee's like, okay, like, and that was part of the Marvel method. So here I'm trying to embrace the Marvel method here live. But to me, like they're at a party, and these drones could do a number of things. But look, she's toasting. I'm assuming that these are the same or similar drones they're hanging out with. So maybe they have friends elsewhere that are hanging out, or maybe it's like virtual reality and they're plugged in, and this room can be whatever they want it to be. Do you know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah, cool.
I don't know.
They're in the room.
That's why you're the writer.
These are all just.
I'm sitting here looking at this gorgeous piece with this circular tube in the middle of this grand hall with
You like that?
60
It's cool.
people in it. Everybody, there's a story in every figure.
Yeah.
There is.
And you bring this up while I'm trying to just like scratch out stuff on some paper, and it's just some people, man.
That's the disappointed dad sigh. I know it well.
Crying out loud.
For crying out loud. Dude,
This is-
I love this. I love this. I feel like I just want to look at all the characters and scan it, you know.
Yeah.
What are they all doing?
Well,
What are they all
that's
doing? It's cool
That's
as
the
hell.
comment. We're gonna try and
Did it.
draw you in with. There's a story for each of these people, and
Yeah.
the lady in the middle is the lady's maid who's in this world, right? She's in this world and she doesn't want to be drawn out of it. And the girl at the window is looking out the window and seeing explosions and essentially a dogfight in the sky, and that's where our fellow Fatal Flynn is. And she's saying, "Here's our look out the window, Kit. Look out the window. This is our chance to go see." Oh man, those buildings are rough right there in the one I sent. This is our chance.
completed.
Work.
Sketched.
Complete.
Yeah.
Here's our chance to go out the window. We can fly out with our speeder. And the girl who's in the tub, who's smoking
So cool.
the FDR sort of cigarette holder. She's not part of this world, but she wants to be. So she wants to stay there. She's reluctant to let go of it. She's got the lady's maid there behind her.
Nice.
They're so high up. She's got the lady's maid to the lady's maid. Right?
That is so cool.
Clint, do you
cannot
want me to
wait
send
for
you? Do you want me to send you the full image right now?
Yeah, do it. You to show on stream right now. Or do you want-
Yeah, but I mean,
Yes. Okay. Yeah, do it. That'd be fun.
I'll email it.
I like to think that the like drones that I'm seeing are like their version of the cell phone, and it like helps with communication and like does things for them. It's like a little servant.
I drew that.
But the twink is hooked up to a big, super looking mean drone, and I think that drone is the master and the twink's the servant.
Come on, work, focus. That's what I drew.
Oh, dude, that's badass.
That's cool, man. I saw that.
Blurry.
Loose Eric Weathers is the best.
Griffin.
Eric, it's beautiful. The
Juan likes me
scarecrow
loose.
is the draw. The Scarecrow in that is the draw. And let me ask you this: he's you.
Hmm?
You're the Scarecrow.
Hell
You're
yeah.
the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Scarecrow, did you see the sculpt?
I did. That's what
You
I
got
was
a
gonna
sculpt
say.
of the Scarecrow?
I saw the sculpt you posted on Twitter, I
It's
believe.
really cool, man.
Let me show you. Let me bring it up here.
I'm a fan. I want it. I want my statue already.
Wait, who made a sculpt of it? Did you have that?
Some dude named Dylan.
Knows a guy.
There's a guy in
So
there.
my writer, apparently, he
Yeah.
sent me this picture. He texted me a photo yesterday. Didn't say anything at all. He just texted me this photo. Clint is sharing.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Also, I might have missed a lot. You're about to. Whoa!
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
That's-
Apparently,
Yeah.
his cousin is a sculptor.
Apparently.
Really cool,
He's gonna get a lot of jobs after this.
Yeah.
I don't-
Oh, dude.
That's cool,
So-
man.
I don't even need to make the book anymore. We'll just make Scarecrow statues and call it good.
Yeah, right.
Why not?
Forget the book as a flimsy means to sell the toys and the statues, man. Who are you, Hasbro? Selling Transformers?
What are you,
and
Tom
G.I. Joe?
McFarlane? Sorry.
Yeah, that's me. It's pretty crazy. Like I didn't know this was happening. And then he shows
He
me
made
this.
that. Wait, he made that without your.
This is
Yeah,
basically fan
I
art.
had no idea. He had no idea.
I had no idea. I just get this
Isn't that
text
awesome?
from Zeb, the writer. He's like, he didn't even say anything with it. He just sent me the photo. I was like, holy crap.
Where did this come from?
Yeah.
He
goes,
is.
"So,
He's a quiet type.
well, he said my cousin sculpted it. We're looking at ways to make a cast so we can mass produce. This is just a prototype, though. There are things that need adjustments, but you know,
That's cool.
Holy
it's cool, man. It's really
smokes.
cool.
Getting fan art is exciting enough. Like when you see stuff, somebody, hey, I just decided to try my hand at this, and
Yeah.
it's just like amazing stuff. But then when you seeing a sculpt, yeah, I've never had that experience. That's pretty.
It's
awesome.
so weird, dude. It's like I made a character and it's like 3D now. It's like
Yeah.
real. You know, the book should be done and shipping by March or April. So there's a good chance that if for the Fans Fest, we might see some Scarecrow cosplay, and that would blow my mind.
Wow, that would be awesome.
You know what's cool about Scarecrow, man? If he ever wants to impress a chick, he only has to just take more hay and stuff it down the front
That's
of the
true.
pants.
Yeah.
He's
He
good.
does need a
He's
bit
good
of
to
a
go.
yeah.
It's good to go. And if he does it, no one's gonna look twice because he's the Scarecrow. Like he has
Right.
to do that all the time. Like it's his
Right.
thing. Like
Yeah.
you can't be like, dude, why are you giving yourself that bulge? Like he's just trying to stay alive. You know.
Man's gotta eat.
I guess that's how he lives. I don't know. Is that in the book? Is your Scarecrow like what is he? Is he a dude like in an outfit, or is he like a scarecrow? Or you're not going to say yet?
Or you don't know.
You don't
No, I know.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, sometimes I've had questions where I'm like, I didn't think that deep into the
I
lore.
think
Yeah.
that's part of being in comics.
Right.
So like I try to get myself ready for those. You know?
Right. But then you can always add, you continue it, you'll add more later. Oh, people want to know about this thing, they want to know about the Scarecrow's innards, what's in there.
Yeah.
Is he straw? Or is he flesh and
straw?
bone?
I don't know.
Yeah. Is he for real?
Have to wait and see.
Is he a robot?
Oh, by the
No.
way, we broke $40,000.
That's right. Congratulations. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Did you dance on the grave of Downcast, Rise and Fall yet?
Yeah, like 3 times. Yeah.
Well, now,
I'm reveling in it now because when you guys drop Fatal, you'll blow me out of the water.
I was going to say, how many backers do you have right now, though?
732.
Okay. So you still have one more hill to climb.
Yeah, I do.
I'm like 4 backers shy, 3 or 4 shy from 800.
Yeah.
So.
Here's the deal, though. When I get 1,000, Dan Frega is going to do a sketch card, and it's going to be given away to one of those first 1,000 backers.
Man.
Nice.
And I have something else up my sleeve that I'm just waiting on. I'm waiting for something to arrive, for something to be made, and it's going to be amazing.
Wow.
It's going to be
Could it
absolutely
be
amazing.
cooler than the sculpt?
You're gonna leave us hanging like that?
I'm going to leave you hanging. Let's just say
Oh my
Kill
god!
it.
I've heard
Kill it.
from somebody high up that they think that this, especially when this other thing happens, that we'll probably be looking at 6 figures.
There's something else that's coming. Now I'm speculating now.
Prostitutes with cocaine.
Possibly.
That's after you finish. That's after the campaign.
Is this a cover? You don't have to answer.
I'm not answering.
This could be another cover. I wonder if that's what it could be. Now I have to
This
wonder.
mystery is beautiful. This is a beautiful mystery.
Yeah, man. That's exciting.
I think so.
Charlie, I got the full thing now. Here, I'll download it.
Yeah, switch it out.
That's cool, man. All right, I gotta drag screens around again.
Charlie, you're on a Cintiq, right?
I am.
Wacom.
Wacom 24
I'm gonna. I
inch.
need 24. I need to get one.
Yeah.
I need to get one.
So this is the full double page spread.
Oh,
That's page 11 and 12.
Oh my.
And those windows go way up. Oh yeah, you do see the action too.
Man, Charlie's women are always so vivacious and like curvy in all the right places and like full of energy and they're just great.
The expression. So,
Yeah.
So I hired an artist to do a variant cover. It's the most I've ever paid for a single piece of artwork so far. I'm sure it'll keep going, but yeah, I was like, gulp. But anyway, I showed him some of the stuff, and he was like, "This is so cool! I can't wait to do that." And he was really excited about it. And yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. I'm stoked. But yeah, it's cool because you look through it, and it's like the story. If you're a writer, Vaughn, I mean, the phrases you could put coming out of her mouth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like there's already the story there. You know, it's just it's so cool.
Looks like she's.
So
Well, I won't say it.
So she's turning around. That girl on all the way to the left. She's turning around, and then if you zoom into the window, that's her turning around. So this is sort of a schematic of a character introduction. Because in the previous page, they're hidden a little bit, right? It's just their butts.
Right.
I usually do character introduction with butts.
That's how you draw men.
So she turns around, and there's the direct path from Moxie, who's the girl in the leather jacket with the curly hair.
Right.
She's the blackish character. She's mulatto. Can we still say that? Am I allowed? I don't know. Who cares?
Diversity.
She's the diversity hire.
Diversity hire had nothing to do with her looks.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you zoom in there, she is at the window, and she's looking in a straight line back to Kit, who's in the nutrients tub. I don't know what you want to call it.
It's like a hot tub, but with a funnel of gas.
She's soaking her boots.
Yeah, she's in about up to her hips.
It's kind of like a magic thing. Well, it's technology, I'm sure, but it must be very soothing or something because you give your boots some energy.
And so if you go to the top right, there's the close up of Kit.
Yeah,
there she is, uninterested, doesn't want anything to do with it, and fully clothed. This is all clothing. There is no skin. She is. I've got her covered up to her neck, and she's smoking her little FDR cigarette holder there. She's saying, "Ugh, what does this young girl want to do now?"
So that's the thing. Comicsgate's bringing smoking back to comics.
I don't. Yeah.
They got rid of it. Right? They got rid of it.
I introduce a character with smoking in Monster MD too.
Yeah.
Like the first time you see Heidi, she's just a floating pair of smoked out lungs. Like,
so
let's just bring it
What do
back
you
with style.
I don't know what it is, man, but I mean, long before I drew any of this, maybe my son saw one movie or this or that, and then it's almost automatic, took the straw out of a juice box and just started walking around the house, just puffing on a stogie. Just, I don't smoke. My wife doesn't smoke. Nobody smokes. Here's the thing. Here's the bad news I have to break to everybody about smoking. It's cool. I'm sorry.
Never gonna not
It's
be
cool.
cool.
You know what it is.
That's funny, man.
In the first thing that we put out, it's Flynn lighting a cigarette.
Nice.
You know, the
like
funny thing is because I look at it and I didn't like part of it's the lighting. Do you know what I mean? Like because you have a different kind of lighting in front of his face, it adds to the mood. Do you know what I mean? It's a and as soon as people saw it, they're like, oh, this is like a noir space comic, you know?
Yeah, somebody said pulp.
Pulp.
And I said, oh yeah, you're right. I never even thought I was aiming at that, but pulp.
Yeah.
Pulp, the old stuff of the pulp. That's what I like. That old, even the before Frazetta, the Al Williamson stuff. Do you know Al Williamson? Oh,
I've heard his name. I don't know what has he done.
Al Williamson, he drew the Star Wars comics that appeared in the newspapers in the late 70s.
Okay.
And then they cobbled it all together and made books out of it. I read it to my kids too. And he was the guy before Frazetta that Frazetta wanted to be like. And the guy before Al Williamson was, oh boy, who did Flash Gordon and
Oh yeah.
I just lost his name for a second. He's the guy.
Alex Raymond.
Yes. It's essentially the birth of comics is Raymond, right? I mean, it's the whole world that starts before people are before Jack Kirby picks up a pencil. It's Raymond selling Flash Gordon and Prince Valiant. Is that also? And Al Williamson comes in around there. And then there's Al Cap. That shit still runs in the newspaper. Al Cap and those comics.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
They're still
Dick
there.
Tracy.
He drinks.
Dick Tracy. Is Dick Tracy still there too? It's fucking crazy how long.
I haven't seen Dick Tracy, but Al Cap makes that comment where he drinks and beats his wife. And it's still in the.
They have that in the Fantastic Four too. I remember.
So, Clint, what kind of sci-fi's inspired this world you guys are crafting?
100% honesty. This is Charlie's imagination, and to me,
Just going wild. Okay.
he's just world building, and to me, like I see a little Star Wars in there, but it's a very different. It's like Star Wars.
Fifth Element.
I was thinking Fifth Element too. Right?
I could see that. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, honestly, like Charlie he's got to get a lot of credit. He's way more credit than he's getting credit for.
Well, I mean,
world building.
What we're doing is certainly what do you see in old books is the we're certainly co-plotters.
Yeah.
But when because I essentially I've been showing drawings to people for I mean how long? And at a certain point, a friend of mine, I showed him drawings. Said, "Can you write this?" And he came back to me, and he had a couple pages of written stuff, and it was, and then the workers they unite and they go against the bosses, and they said, "You're just giving me the Communist Manifesto? You're just regurgitating the Communist Manifesto? I can't."
Comics, isn't it? Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
But I mean, he's so many people. It's a weird thing. Maybe I'm already on the I don't think I'm not a lefty, but I'm on the liberal side of thinking. Unless, I mean, you could even try and politically sort it out, which is my father's a conservative thinker and he votes Republican. And my mother-in-law is a conservative thinker and she votes Democrat. So the thinking doesn't have anything to do with it. If I'm drawing, I just sort of follow the pictures or the drawings or whatever it is, wherever it's going to lead me, right? And then when we started, I just sent him to Clint and just said, I don't know what this is. What is this?
And Clint started building.
And Clint just in a more of a Rubrechtian sort of way, in a builder's method, in a way that somebody who actually can do things put it together in a way that it fits and works into a story.
You had a plot though, right?
No, I had no plot.
That was the
Clint
plot.
hatched the plot.
Yeah.
Clint made the plot. I am plotless. I am bereft. I am.
Well, this will be interesting.
No.
That was part.
Yeah. I mean, the pictures, he had action. He's like, I've got action scene after action scene. I want to draw this. I want to draw that. And then it was like, I mean, I don't know. Vaughn, you do. Eric, you probably do it too. But it's just, okay, well, structure it. This is a scene. You go to this scene. Where's your beginning, middle, and end? You know what I mean? This,
Yeah, of course.
just applying those writing techniques. And yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It really is a fun way to go about telling a story. So
yeah,
but yeah,
I'm excited to see how this turns out, man.
You
Got
can
a lot of
zoom way
energy.
in. Go zoom in. Can you zoom in way underneath the top right picture? There's tons of the top right underneath. See, there's that guy on the steps. This is Can you zoom in one click farther? Does it work? There's that guy. He's bringing. See, he looks like a waiter. Yeah, that guy. He's bringing one of those orbs to somebody. I don't care who. What does the orb do? I don't know. It's a cross between a cell phone and a drone, but it's also got alcohol or something in it, some sort of intoxicant. Because if you keep going down and left,
Oh,
go. This chick is just drinking. Look at her. She's just drinking
from the drone. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them have orbs. Some of them have drinks. One of them,
cool,
I don't know,
man.
One of them's filling up a drink. The drone is filling a drink. The other girl is on a cell phone.
No, man, she's getting pills out. She's totally getting pills out.
Then there's another guy he's waiting on the girl that's in the hot tub, and it's sort of connected to what he's got. And then there's another girl who's sort of interacting with her sort of sphere.
This guy's got a cube.
He has a cube.
Yeah, he's got the cube edition. That's the Android.
He has the cube. Clint, whatever you want to make of the cube, just make out of that
Android.
Well, part of it though, like you don't have to. I mean, that's kind of part of the fun too. Is people will go through it, you know.
Well, I mean, because
they get to
we even
apply their
started with.
imagination.
I drew Flynn and his robot, and all the first things I showed Clint was Flynn and his robot. So that's only the top right of it. She's running over to talk to her protector there. Come on, look up there out the window. And that chick just can't be bothered. She's just, you young, dumb moron. We don't want to go do that. We're already at the party.
Yeah.
But the young girl with the curly hair is sort of saying, no, the fun's all out the window. And Clint hatched the idea that her father has already sort of hired the guy who's up and out that window, causing all this havoc. Yeah. Right? I mean, so I brought all this nonsense to Clint, and he put there's the explosion out the window, right? It's up in order.
I love that. Yeah, and then you see it passing by the window. You see a little debris drizzling down, and then it meets with the lines that are drizzling down into the center here, where the conversation is going, I guess, with her in the hot tub or whatever. It's hot, man. It's cool.
Yeah,
we're going for it. We're going for it. So then she's trying to get that girl. That girl is her job to protect her. So there's the young girl on the left side of the image, and she's sort of part of this elite. And the girl who's smoking in the tub isn't part of the elite. She's sort of the hired help who looks after the young girl. She's the Secret Service for the chick who's saying, "Come on, let's go."
Clint, we're being
She's
raided.
sort of, she's been there,
What's going on?
done it all. Sort of like, come on. Sort of thinking, come on. You know. And
beautiful
that's
piece,
where
man.
they'll.
Oh, raging
Thank you,
Eagle
dude.
Eagle reading us.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
got an
what's going
RGE raid. How long would that normally take? That seems pretty involved.
It initially took maybe a day to draw the sketch and then a day to draw the line work. And then as I was drawing it, it was one page. And I started to think, I'm kind of crammed. It keeps happening. Each page, I keep thinking, I'm feeling a little crammed up on this page. And then I think, oh, I'll just make it a 2-page thing. And as I turn it into a 2-page thing, it takes way too long to turn it into a 2-page thing. just leave it as 1 page. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna, it's gonna be all right. But I mean,
you do want to get the book done. So
right.
Have you ever read
I
the
sort of-
Incal?
The what?
You ever read the Incal?
No.
But drawn by Mobius? You should check that out. It reminds me of what you're doing here. It's incredible. Same type of stuff.
I just read the what is it called? The City of a Thousand, Planet of a Thousand Lights, the French thing. With
I've heard
they
of
made
that.
they made the terrible movie out of it. With,
Yeah, with the brother and sister characters.
yeah.
The Larian.
That book is amazing. I don't know Mobius,
Yeah.
but I know that book. Which are they both French? I don't know.
Yeah.
Mobius
City
is
of
French, isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah. I looked at that book once and it was mind blowing. It was really good stuff.
Something in Lorelei.
I never saw the
Yeah,
movie because it just
I kind of
I don't
want.
know.
Don't watch the movie. Read the comic book. I just read them right during when the lockdown started. I was sick. I don't know if I actually had the Wuhan flu, but I was laid down and I just started reading that book, and that one, it's fantastic. It's so good, and if anything is shining through in those pages, maybe that was my
Yeah.
You know, you can't get away with. It's almost with Comicsgate or even Marvel or whatever's happening. I stopped reading stuff because I sort of thought I don't want any more influences invading what Clint and I are starting to do.
Right.
You know, so that was the City of a Thousand Lights. All those books. Those might be the last one into the.
It's a
into
good
the
one to
Star
be
Chamber.
influenced by. Very good to be influenced by those.
It's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And like I said, it just feels good to be sort of passing the torch, moving on from Downcast. Like we're in edits and everything. Move on from that, and it's all fatal. It'll be.
And how long did you work on Downcast?
How long did I work on it?
Yeah.
Like
Downcast?
Downcast 1? Like when did I start it? You mean?
When did the whole idea for Downcast start? How long have you been tinkering on it?
It's been 4 or 5 years since I
Yeah.
started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that wasn't 4 or 5 years of straight, working on it. I think like a lot of things, it's like, here's this idea, I start working on it, and then I don't know, I shelf it, work on something else.
When
back again.
When Charlie gives you pages, Clint, is that when you step in with the Marvel way and you put in the letters or the lettering of the script, and then you send it to him, and then you guys figure it out, or?
Yeah, so we worked together on plotting. He had some images and like characters basically figured out, and then their relationships to each other for the most part.
Even less than that, man. I showed him 3 to 4 action pages, and I said, "What is this?"
Yeah,
you just sort of, I don't know what this is. What do you think this is? And
I said, "Oh, that's fatal."
I showed it to him. I showed it to him because maybe I guess a year ago, right just before I was working on Jawbreakers, he was pitching the first Downcast, And that pitch was so solid. It was just so good. And I think I heard him on with Billy Tucci too. And I just, oh my God, that is just good writing. That's just good pitching. It's a good everything. And
yeah.
I just had these paid. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how long you're looking as an artist. You're looking for a writer. Like I said, I just kept getting Communist Manifestos back.
What he doesn't know is that writers are everywhere. But
Yeah,
not good ones. Not good ones.
I'm a plot-driven writer, and so for me, it was definitely kind of a challenge at first because it was just like, here's some action scenes, here's some like, you know, this is sort of this kind of character, like some personality traits, I would say, and then to me, I just wanted to think of a good catalyst. I think the initial thing you said was how to get off the planet. I think we've been over this a few times. But,
what I first presented was I showed him was worse than porn plot, and then he made Lorenzo's Oil.
So we got together and just plotted it. Basically, we added the plots and then the scenes, and then now, you know, the nice thing is that action work. It's like how, you know, making them work. So it's kind of getting in after the fact, and you get the plot. Charlie's got the plot, and
once you hit the first really golden idea of, I just drew a guy fighting aliens. It wasn't even aliens. It was a guy in a suit fighting a lizard, and Glenn
fighting Gorn.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, it's zero. It was, as far as I was concerned, it was Spaceman Spiff.
Nice.
He's on a planet.
Which is a good one.
That's about all I could come up.
Yeah. And I just like the idea of I don't know, it seemed like a cool idea to make him he's an alien exterminator, you know. Where usually, like, if you can stop an alien invasion, that's like the biggest cliche in storytelling. Like, you saved the world, or like the atomic bomb. I can't believe they did that in The Dark Knight Rises. Like, the big climatic thing is there's an atomic bomb. Oh, that's never been done before, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But to make it like an everyday thing, like, oh, saving a planet, like it's something you get paid minimum wage for, you know. At first you got to kind of work your way up, and, you know, it's sort of just flipping it on its head. So you're looking for, specifically out there, looking for planets in crisis so that you can pay the bills, you know.
So we arrived at even the title is, we kept whittling. You just keep paring it back, and then we hit. He was Fatal Flint. He was Flint. He was Flynn. So, but the fatal is Fallon's Alien Termination Logistics, and it's gonna be something when you need to get your aliens dead. Call Fatal.
Yeah.
You know? Vaughn,
Definitely.
can you say that? When the
Local.
aliens, it's
When
raid.
you need-
It's raid.
When you need to get your aliens dead, call Fatal.
That's
100.
That's perfect.
That's cool, man. What was I going to ask about this? So he is a freelance agent, or he works for their company Fatal, or is his company Fatal?
It's his
It's
company.
him.
So
it's
he's
like
a free agent. He's a free agent exterminator.
small business, deep into. I mean, I don't want to give away too much, because in a comic, it's like you only have so many pages, but it's like, you know, the premise is that he's deep in debt. He's an alien invasion exterminator, and he is desperate for work, and so he takes a job on a planet that is seemingly everything's perfect on a very superficial level, but there's a deep secret.
Clint, you're leaving out who you put him with. Who is with him all the time?
Oh, you're talking
What's
about
his name?
Eldridge, the robot. Yes, so he has his own drone, Eldridge, who's
That's cool. That's cool.
That's fun
Eldridge.
writing. That's
All right.
fun writing, because I've been thinking a lot about his. Because he's just not quite human. You know, you ever talk to somebody like that and they're just Mark Zuckerberg in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that's a fun character. So, but yeah,
So
Also, he
freelance
has his,
exterminator.
and all those other people have theirs.
Space
His is
exterminator.
different. It's a little
Well,
older. It's an older model, so it can interact
Yeah.
with Flynn a little differently, a little more personably. Where the other people are a little more addicted to theirs is how I was sort of drawing it.
yeah.
Sort of, when you walk around and you're seeing people with their phones and they can't
Yeah.
put
Yep.
them down.
we're good.
They're no longer helping them.
It's a
But
binky.
Flynn's on.
It's a
That's
toy.
right. Flynn's on his ship, and he's got Eldridge. Eldridge is the greatest thing. Oh, I thought, Clint, do you love old jazz? Roy Eldridge? Is that?
No. So,
Why'd you say Eldridge then? That's all I
don't-
thought of.
I don't know.
It just
seems
came up.
fitting. If I had a butler or a chauffeur, his name would be Eldridge. And
Nice.
he would be the discount butler. Like it
I was
wouldn't
thinking of who's in the Jetsons. Who was she? Rosie?
be Rosie. Yeah.
Are there rules? Are there rules for these exterminators, man? Like, can they just kill whatever, or is it like, no, you are not? Like, two aliens can be fighting and be like, kill them, we'll hire you. You
Like,
know,
come in for
like
genocide.
they're a living race with a culture, and like,
Yeah.
But like, is there
Yeah.
rules where he's like, I don't do this, I don't do that. It's not legal to kill this, or what? Like, how does it
Right.
work?
That's a good idea, man. That's not a part of the story. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like it doesn't come up,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
that would make it very interesting.
People might
uh,
ask.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somebody just did.
Sure.
Somebody
Yeah.
just did. Well, all the time, I'm always thinking, when I was a young artist, I used to, as a 22-year-old, 23-year-old, you bring your book so many places, and whether it's your aunt or somebody you work with at a restaurant, another busboy, you tell them, I used to just show my drawings to everyone. And I didn't think I'm practicing for my interview, but you just get flight time. As pilots say, it's just flight
Mhm.
time. You
Yeah.
explain it, you explain it. So I don't know, Clint, we just have to get used to explaining it to everybody.
Yeah.
That kind of question, when I would just say, I don't know, Clint knows the answer to that. And
Well, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things like people would ask about, hey, how does the orb work in Downcast? And then I don't know, part of me I'm like, I shouldn't have, but like I explained things a lot more in the history of Strata, but at some point it's like you're not supposed to explain everything,
No, I don't think you need to.
that takes the fun out of it too. But it depends, like what's important to the story. But yeah, for sure, I need to work on pitching. Right, I've got to work on a lot of things with Fatal, but yeah,
I know nothing, man. I mean, you like Magic the Gathering, isn't it? It's a whole universe. You want to connect Downcast to this? It works with me. It's just another planet. It's just another planet in the system.
somewhere out there. No, I don't. I don't think so. I don't have any plans for that, but
I'm not saying we have to
right.
make a crossover. I'm saying there's zero reason why you couldn't think of them as
Yeah,
in the galaxy where they could cross.
right. Well, that's the nice thing about when you're doing creator-owned stuff, you can do, yeah. I mean, you can connect anything you want, especially when it's sci-fi.
That's true.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's just endless planets. We'll drop a Fatal Flynn into the Battlebrick Road, where there's just somebody has herpes, and he just has to blast him off with a little cold freeze.
Flying monkeys.
Just a little spritz.
Yeah. How did the flying monkeys get there?
It's just you just have to freeze off the herpes sometimes. That's all.
That's all.
It's not a big deal.
Well, what did I walk back to?
Lack
Frozen
of
herbs.
advice. That's all.
So I'm going to rein it back in. I said short, sweet live stream where I've gone for 2 hours.
It was fun.
It was fun. That's the thing, is that it is fun. But I'm going to wrap it up because I have a lot of stuff to do, and now I'm like I'm excited to get into Fatal and work on that more, but I have to finish and get Downcast off my plate.
How much do you have left day wise? What would you say?
I mean, it's hard to say because it's editing process, so it'll be moving. I mean, it's not going to be long, but getting people reading through it and editing, and so it kind of just depends on their timeline, editors and people that are agreed to be pre-readers.
I don't know what an editor does.
Yeah, they'll read through it and tell you what you're like. Well, what about this robot with him connected? What does that even mean? Stuff like that.
Continuity expert.
Content.
Yes, they do help with that.
Yeah,
it's part of their job.
Absolutely. Yeah, and
continuity as an artist, continuity is you just want to tell them to fuck off.
One of my favorite.
She doesn't look just like that in this scene. Her sunglasses are different.
Yeah,
because I draw different sunglasses sometimes. Get out of the room. That's
just how I express my sunglasses.
The bucket of water was empty. How is it full again? Yeah. So I don't know. It's helpful because one of my favorite things too is just this line doesn't work. Like sometimes you think or you try to be, I don't know, you're trying to take a risk, you know what I mean, with a line, and you like, I hope this lands and people understand it properly, and then just hearing that it doesn't land, that's really helpful to know from an editor. So for me, that's big. So yeah, I'm in that process. The whole thing's lettered. The book is finished, but we're just in the editing phase, and that's important. So
fully lettered. So Eric's done,
but he's going to have to go back, and I'll have my checklist of things,
little corrections like missed punctuations and spellings and wrong words and
all of that kind of stuff. And that's the last line editing stuff. It's like endless. We read it. I'll sit through with my wife, like the best thing, and we'll read it word for word, one word at a time, and think about every single word. Is that the right kind of there? Is that the right?
Whoa. You
go through every single word. I've been there.
That's what wives do. They go through every single word.
She's really good at it. So, yeah. Is that a teddy bear?
It's an Ewok.
That is Tom Kitten.
Nice.
Hi, Tom.
Know who Tom Kitten is?
No.
The greatest. I think I never thought this before. Please, this is only someone over 40 with low testosterone might say. That Beatrix Potter was the greatest genius. And if you read Tom Kitten, you'll never look back. She's a genius.
Yeah.
Look at her. It's Tom Kitten. He's
just
very
don't
cute.
Google Paul Bunyan.
Ooh, we watched that Disney clip. That and I love Mr. Plow.
The internet will
Call
ruin
Mr.
it for
Plow.
you.
That name again is Mr. Plow.
It's too bad we can't keep going. I want to play a game. I have an accent game here.
You have a game?
You have to. You draw different cards, and you have to do whatever accent it tells you to do. And then, it could be anything from it could be weird ones like there's Indian, there's pooping.
So require that you have
you
a
could
good
do the
accent?
pooping voice, nerd voice.
All right, can we do it?
And then the judge can pick Italian, Irish, Mexican, Australian. Sing. You have to sing it. And then you have to read a random card or
This
it's
is
weird
my kind of game. Clint, do we have time for this or are we done?
Sure. If you guys want to keep going. I just won't get any work done tonight, but
I gotta
You're
draw.
done with
here,
that.
so.
The rest of your work is with me.
I want to get to your stuff is the thing, but I have
so many weird quotes here. Anyway,
how about this? Next time we will exclusively play this game, so that way it has the time. This sounds fun.
There's Paranoid, Russian. Those go together real well these days. Gangbanger. This has no PC chill. I love it. German, Chicagoan, Valley Girl, Stoner. That's just me. Robot, Mumble.
Is there a specific phrase that you have to read that way? Is that how it
and then like you have to read this in a Valley Girl voice. If you find yourself with a tick lodged on the nape of your neck, go fetch a match and a needle to remove the tiny offender.
I have
That's
a
it. Like
card
you just
game.
read stupid stuff.
I have a
Sounds like a
card
good
game that
game.
I made that I have played for a few years, and it's a whole lot of fun. And I've always thought about crowdfunding it, but
Oh.
it's kind of like this. It's kind of like one of those party card games like that, or Cards Against Humanity, or whatever.
Nice.
So-
What's it
Cool,
called?
man.
I can't say.
Valley
I'll tell you
Calls
off
Mansion.
air. I'll tell you off air.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this game's called Utter Nonsense. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you pull this up. Okay, sorry, I'll let you go.
I will name this stream next time Utter Nonsense. And that'll be exclusively what we do. It'll be fun.
That sounds like a blast.
That'll
All
be
right,
fun.
next week is utter nonsense.
Thanks, guys, though. I really want to I just have so much work to do, and I have got a day job, so I have to do it in the evenings. Otherwise, I'd never get anything done. So
Yeah.
appreciate it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Good talk.